Hey, air signs. I am doing another week of element zodiac readings. So, this is your reading for air signs for the week starting September 30th. Um, so, you have got the Page of Wands over the Ace of Pentacles, which to me feels like some kind of new creative project that is getting a really good and strong start in the physical world, which means you may be working on it with a team or you're working on it for a job, something where there are real expectations, goals, and consequences. So that's exciting. I feel like this is a really good and really good, like, could I get more descriptive? This is a really auspicious start to whatever project this is, and I kind of feel like a lot of you guys have been like having mental blockages, like you are having writer's block or like creatively stunted maybe for just a little bit, and you're just like coming out of the gates. I was going to say coming out of the gate swinging, but that makes literally no sense. So, but you know what I mean. I'm talking about the Knight of Swords above the Eight of Swords here. And I just really feel like in order to break through the restriction and the stagnancy that you've been going through, you're just coming out swinging. A lot of ideas, a lot of them are probably not useful, but some of them are, and you're really getting a good start on this creative project, whatever it may be. I feel like some of you are starting like things that have to do with like social media or like web design or like what's the other thing I was saying? Ad design. Ad design was coming up. So creative projects which have a real impact on things in the physical world. So all of those things that I mentioned are like creative or digital or something like that, but they like drive buying power, and they drive like the spread of information and things that really affect a lot of people in the physical world. So to me, that's the kind of thing that's happening here. This may be coming about after, and it is coming about after a period of stagnancy and potentially a period of you questioning yourself, saying like, is this even a thing for me? Like, am I even good at this? Should I keep doing this? And you were considering possibly either switching careers or changing something about what you were doing. But it seems like the struggle that you went through was part of a lesson that needed to be learned in order to continue to move forward. So I feel like if you've already been through that struggle and that need to make some kind of a choice about which way you're going, you overcame that struggle and you came out on top. If you feel like you're just now entering that struggle, whatever it is, it seems like the way to resolve it is to follow your heart, literally, because the Knight of Cups is your underlying energy for this week. So that's like kind of about letting your heart lead, letting your emotions lead a little bit in this situation. And you're, as an air sign, you're so much more likely to let your head lead. So don't get yourself tied up and bound up in mental stuff. Go ahead and let your heart lead, because again, if we're talking about, I keep getting all these like projects centered around communication and stuff like that, things on the web, things in social media, that kind of thing, advertising. So if that's what you're doing, then let your heart lead for a minute, because you're going to be able to reach more people that way. You're going to get a greater reaction and a greater buy-in and commitment from people based on an emotional appeal, or an appeal that is relatable on a level beyond the norm, beyond what, how people normally attempt to relate in those situations, if that makes any sense. If this is a relationship type read for you instead, I'm getting a lot of business stuff here, but if it is instead a relationship type read, then consider the need to see other people's points of view in whatever situation you're in, and consider the need to see things from their perspective for a minute, and allow them to explain their situation or to share their situation with you, so that you can understand things from their eyes, instead of just yours. I feel like if we're talking about relationships here, there may have been some harsh words that have been said in the past, and it might have caused the relationship to be a little bit bound up and a little bit stagnant and a little bit tied up, so that it's not moving forward, and it's kind of at this stage of reevaluation. So if you are reevaluating, I think it's important that you and the other person are able to stop and look at things from each other's perspective, and really see past the conflicts, and consider things from a heart-based level. How do you really feel beyond the conflict that you have been having with that person? Like, on what level have you related from your heart space in the past? And go back there and start from there and move forward. So that's pretty much what I'm getting for you guys this week. 2 different scenarios, same cards, totally different readings. It's so weird how that happens. But I hope that this is helpful for you guys, and please let me know in the comments, and I will see you soon.